Hi, it's Doodlebug Art. Today we're drawing a pastel rainbow narwhal. First, draw kind of a big bubble and then make his tail just like a fish. Draw two arms. I made mine up in the air, like he was happy to see me. Two eyes. And then another half circle inside. In each of those circles, draw two littler circles. Those are the reflections. I drew mine with a happy smile. And then a pointy unicorn horn right on the top of his head. Here's his underbelly. It's the shape of a teardrop, sideways. That's his little tongue. I'm making some curved lines so I can color those later. Now I chose a light blue. Oop, but I forgot. I want to draw his cheeks first so I don't forget later. That's a Crayola crayon in carnation pink. Now let's go back to the coloring. That color is sky blue, and that's a colored pencil. I made a very light first layer. I didn't push hard at all because I want to be able to add more layers later. It's easier to fix any mistakes that we make if the layers are light. And you don't even need an eraser to fix a mistake if the layers are light enough. The Crayola colored pencils and the crayons that I'm using today are made from paraffin wax, the same kind of material that birthday candles are made from. So if you push too hard too soon, you're not going to be able to add any other colors over it. So keep it light at first. Plus, it's easier on your hand if you don't push too hard in the beginning. Just fill in the rest of his body and his tail with that sky blue crayon. I'm sorry, sky blue pencil. Don't color in that underbelly because that's going to be a little bit of a different color later on. I used carnation pink again to color in his tongue. You can also use a colored pencil, but I used a crayon there. Now I use the black colored pencil to fill in the darker part of his eye. I avoid those two circles. By keeping those white, his eye looks like it's reflecting the sun, and it makes it look more alive and happy, and also really cute. Do the same thing on the other side, but opposite. I didn't push too hard here either because I'll be going over it again later on. And if you push too hard, the point can crack on crayons or colored pencils. Now color the rest of his smile, but avoid the pink tongue. I chose carnation pink crayon for the bottom of his rainbow horn. Then I used purple. Then I used that same sky blue pencil. That's green, yellow, orange, and yellow green for the very top. Now I chose a darker color crayon and I colored around the outside and underneath to make him look more dimensional. That means he won't look so flat. He'll actually look like he's curved where he should be curved. And I put a little dent underneath his mouth to make it look even more detailed. And I colored in around his eyes slightly darker too. And I went over the top of the crayon with the sky blue pencil because it blends so nice. Right about here, I started to think that I might like our little pastel friend to be a little bit darker. I wasn't sure yet. So I went over the cheeks with that same pink. I went a little darker on the tongue also. And I went over the eyes again, like I said I would before. And we're starting to get an idea of what he looks like. He's really cute. I made some smile lines. And I keep going back and forth with those blues. Gave him some eyebrows for expression. And I darkened up the area right above his cheeks. Now I chose blue-green around his horn. I went over the colors again to make them a little bit brighter. I like them better that way. Now this color is blue. And I colored the bottom part of his arms and his body and under his eyes and around his horn and even his eyebrows to make those areas look like they're either in a shadow or to stand out a little more. I also colored around his eyes. Now here's a neat trick. I took the white crayon and I went over everything that was blue. By doing that, it makes it look less scratchy and more blended. As you can see, it's starting to look very smooth and very nice. And that's because the wax in the white crayon smoothed out and blended the wax and the pigment, which means the color, in the colored pencil and the other blue crayon. So just keep on going and you'll see how smooth it looks. You can see the right side is starting to look very smooth and blended. Now let's start on the left side. Now I wiped off the tip of the white crayon before I colored over the pink cheeks, because you don't want to add the dust from the blue onto the pink or another color. See how those colors look so smooth now? That's because of the white. Oop, I scratched off a little piece that I brought on. But since it's wax, you can scratch it off with your fingernail. For his underbelly, I chose a little bit of green yellow. And I left an area, a little quarter size area right in the middle, uncolored. I blended it in with that white again. One more time, going over those eyes with the black. They look so clear now. I really like the way this turned out. You can blend as much as you want, and you can add more color over the top of him if you want him even bolder. Now I'm just fussing around. I'm filling in little details, and you can do the same, or if you think he's finished, I think it looks great too. This little narwhal is in a book called Alligator to Zebra, and it's on Amazon along with many other very cute animals that you can color. I added some pastel lines around his horn, some clouds in the sky, and some waves, and you can too. Bye, see you soon.